Hello, good evening. This is Tina. In this video, I'm gonna lead you to set up a simple JSP web application, okay? But I'm not gonna lead you code for a full program. I just help you set up if you want to work, make a JSP work with your Spring Boot application, okay? And all other things is similar when you write a plain Spring MVC project. So first, how to create a Spring Boot project? You go to File, you go to New Project. Previously, we all create a Maven project, and this time we're using Spring Initializer, and this is the URL to initialize our project. If the IDE you use doesn't have a Spring Initializer project you can create, you can directly go to this website. Okay, go to the website and check what kind of components you want to use in Spring Boot, then download the project, then import into the IDE. It's the same thing, okay? And then we click next. As usual, you give your group ID and you give your artifact ID. I don't know why for my artifact ID I cannot have any capital. See, it can't have capital letters. All of them have to be lowercase. This one JSP, okay? Because Spring Boot is a standalone application, you should pack your project as a jar file. But since this demo we are gonna using JSP with Spring Boot, and because of Tomcat, it will looking your JSP under the web app, webinf. Then if you want to wrap your JSP Spring Boot project as a jar file and want to run using Java jar, it doesn't work. For JSP Spring Boot JSP project, if you want to run as a standalone application, here you must choose WAR file. I will show you, okay? I will show you. And here, if the Java version you choose, normally I just using Java 8. That's enough for me. And here you have a variety of the options. Okay, this is a built-in like a dependency which has a Spring Boot starter dependency. And in our course now, in this video, we're only using Spring Web. So just check this Spring Web. And in this Spring Boot Start Web, it will also add necessary other dependencies, which probably is standard for a web application. I will show you later. And later on, we will talk about time leaf. Then you have to check a time leaf. Just choose whatever you want for your project, okay? And if you didn't choose now, it's fine. Later on, you can directly add the dependency in the POM, okay? If you forgot to check here. And the location and finish, I will open in a new window, okay? And go inside. Go inside, go inside, go inside, go inside. Enable auto import. You're gonna go to the website and download all the files to be a Spring Boot web application, okay? It's gonna process, okay? After everything is done, when you go to the pom.xml file, since I choose the WAR file, it will have a package WAR here. If you don't do anything here, it's gonna be a jar file, okay? But I will leave a WAR file here, and I will show you why jar file doesn't work, okay? You can override the Java versions. By default, oh my god, this one is better than my another laptop. I think this IntelliJ version is a newer version compared I use in my classroom, because in my classroom, when I select the web, it won't select this one for me. But in this laptop, the IntelliJ version I use, it automatically add this dependency when you select web, okay? So if you don't need it, you can remove. And then here has another one, which is when you generate a Spring Boot project, it will automatically add a starter test, okay? And it also have a default integration test already generated for you. Okay, this is integration test. If you don't want, you can just remove it. And let's take a look at the Maven. Then you go to dependency. And see here, you have a starter web, Tomcat, and the test. When you go into the starter web, click inside, you will see what? It add dependency for Spring Web for you. It add dependency for Spring Web MVC. Actually, in the Spring Web MVC here, it also has a web, but it add here. It didn't using the transitive this dependency. And suppose you want to support for you want to do validation. And if we don't use Spring Boot, you have to remember to add the Hibernate validator. But once you add Spring Starter Web, it will automatically add this one for you. And another one, this one is for the JSON. Okay, Jackson. This one is for JSON, convert object to the JSON, all the things you don't need to handle by yourself. And the other things is the auto configuration and the logging and others. Okay, so this is once you add the starter, it will also pick all necessary dependencies for you. Okay, and if you are interested in this too, you can take a look at by yourself. This is a POM. And next one, this is also new, servlet initializer. This is also new for config for servlet. Okay, and the more careful we want to take care is this one, Spring Boot JSP demo application. And this Spring Boot application annotation actually contains 3 annotations. One is called the enable auto configuration, which is support for that annotation enable auto configuration annotation. And this one gonna do is based on what kind of dependency you choose, Spring will to do the automatic configuration for you, which means it will do the view resolve for you. Okay, if you're using web, if you're using the Spring Data JPA and select MySQL, it will do the entity manager, factory, and data source, all the configuration for you. Okay. Next one is called a component scan. Okay, which means when you add that Spring Boot application annotation, by default it's gonna have a component scan that annotation. What does component scan do is it will ask Spring to initialize those objects for you, right? Maintain the bins for you when you annotate the class using component-based annotations. And in Spring Boot, if you put all your source code under the package where this Spring Boot JSP demo application located or sub-packages, you don't need to add a component scan, because by default, Spring Boot will scan all the classes which is under the package where this class is located. It also works for the sub-packages. Okay, so you don't need to add a component scan. Last one is enable auto configuration. That's another one. It also has the Spring Boot configuration on that. Okay, for Spring Boot special settings. Okay, that's 3. Okay, so when you add this one, you will have this 3. And to run it, you just can run as a Spring Boot application. Okay, as a standalone application. Okay, and the next step here, under resources, under the static this folder, you can put all your static resources like JS files, CSS files, images. And by default, Spring, when you want to, suppose in a JSP, you want to link to particular JS files, you can just using the structure, okay? and slash state slash css slash main.cs like this way. And the template, this one is works to put the template files here, but for JSP doesn't work. Later on, when I introduce the time leaf, you can just put your time leaf files under this folder. It will automatically resolve. Okay, do the view resolver for you. You don't need to do any configuration. And since we are using JSP, for JSP, it's not that well supported inside the Spring Boot because of the embedded server. Okay, because when you add the Spring Starter, it will have a Tomcat job inside your project, but it doesn't work very well with JSP. So to have a JSP, you still need to have a web app. Web app, okay? And on the web app, you can create a web inf. And then you create what? You can create another folder called JSP, doesn't matter, okay? Then I create a file JSP called index.jsp. Oh, okay, should be fine. And here let's using home, okay? And here I'll say welcome to Spring Boot JSP setup demo. Okay. And then you have to create a controller. You can create a package called a controller, and you can create another package class called index controller. Okay, then you can have a controller, and then you have another method string index, right, and return index. Get mapping. Okay, index. Okay, then next one is you do need to do a little configuration because we are using JSP. Okay, then you have to configure for view prefix. Okay, web inf and JSP slash spring.mbc suffix suffix.jsp. You don't need to have the full view resolver, okay, and just like this. So first let's run if we see it works, okay. Because this version something is different from my laptop in the classroom. And the localhost 8080 by default 8080 slash doesn't work. The problem is Spring Boot has limit support for that. At compile time run in the ID, you do need to have one dependency. I have to find it in my slides. Sorry, I couldn't remember. I didn't try to remember that one, which is this one. Okay, we have to do that, which is Apache embed the Jasper. You have to add that. Actually, it exists, but this you can see is a provided version. Okay, you have to. Then we rerun it. Sorry, excuse me. It's a long day. And one more time. Welcome to Spring Boot JSP setup demo. Everything works, okay? And let me show you the power of another power of Spring Boot. Here we can do a install. Install. Takes time. It also will run the test. this one is kind of like a run the test cases. See, test runs, failure, or things. And after all the test cases are done, then you can wrap as a WAR file. Okay, build successful. And the location of the WAR file is located on your target. So you copy, you go here. Okay, and here on the target, you will see this WAR file. Okay, let me copy, and I will go to my desktop. Okay, what are those? I forgot. Okay, then I will open a command, and we'll go to the desktop. Okay, and I go to the desktop and dir, and here you can see my WAR file is here. Now I stop this one. Okay, none of my server is running. Okay, no server is running. And now if I go to the browser, you will see cannot find, right? Cannot, because see here the site cannot be reached. Okay, and then we can go back to here using Java, then another one called the Spring Boot JSP WAR file. Oh my god, I didn't configure the environment variable. Okay, let's configure it. This is a new laptop. I didn't environment system environment variable. Go here, and let's go to the path. You have a path here. Here I have a path. And then I don't have the Java, then I will create a new one, and I will go to my folder with C drive, program files, Java, JDK, bin. Okay, and then copy new, paste, and then close, and cmd Java. Okay, good. And then we go back to the C drive desktop. Okay, C drive, cd user rxng desktop, and then Java Spring. Okay, this WAR file. Enter. Now you can see it's kind of like a start our application, and you can see Tomcat started on port number 8080. Previously it's gonna be like this, right? Then when I run again, why so slow? Oh my god, it's so slow. It's 8080 running. Why? I said the start at a Tomcat 8080, right? Resolved. Just a little bit. See here. Okay, resolved. Okay, it works. Let me stop it. And at the beginning, I mentioned if you package as a WAR, everything gonna work when using a JSP. But if you want to using jar, okay, if you want to use jar, it works in the IDE. If I open the IDE and then you run your application in the IDE, it works. Okay, it works. See, sorry for that. And when you enter, you will see it works. Okay, 8080 works. But the problem is when I wrap it as a jar file, it doesn't work. Okay, so it works when you run in IDE. Now I want to use in Maven, then I click install. Okay, and when you click install, it's gonna generate jar files under the target. This is run a test case and build a success, and you can see here it generated a jar file instead of WAR file. Then I go to this folder target as before. Okay, And here I have a jar file. This is previously what we generated, right? This time is a jar file. And go here, I put it on the desktop again. And here I will I will run that Spring Boot jar file. Previously what I run is this WAR file. Okay, see the difference? This one, and then enter. It's gonna start our application. Did I stop this one? Yes, I stopped. Okay. Tomcat started this one successfully. Then we just go back and load again. If it works, then it's kind of like a magic, because I tested in the morning, it doesn't work in another laptop. Okay, if it works properly, the version we choose, it has some changes. Okay, very slow. And if you have any recommendations on the videos or other things, you can leave me a comment if you like. Okay. And I'm also still new on making the YouTube videos, and so far I don't know how to edit my video. So all of my video has to be one go, like from start to the end, never stop. Okay, if I make mistakes, I have to start over, which is really tired. Yesterday I recorded some videos like that, because in the middle I make some mistakes and I couldn't fix, and almost till the end I make mistakes. If I can't fix, then I will start again. But if I fixed, then I'll leave it in the video. Okay, anyway, you can try by yourself. Okay, it won't work. It will see like a 4 that error page, but I don't know why it doesn't resolve the actual page. When I go, let me close and reopen. Okay, go to localhost 8080 one more time. I don't want to wait. Okay, it cannot resolve. Okay. Anyway, you got the ideas. Okay, for a Spring Boot project, in our case, is a Spring Boot with a Spring Boot web application project, and it work with the JSP. But for the JSP, you still need to do some fix, which is like this one. You have to have the embedded Tomcat server, manually add this dependency, and another one in the application.properties file, you still need to give prefix and a suffix, and all other things are exactly same as you create your normal Spring MVC project, but it save you lots of time. You don't need to add MVC annotation driven. You don't need to add the component scan best packages. You don't need to add the full definition or configuration for the view resolver. You don't need to configure for the dispatcher servlet, right? And also for your POM files, you don't need to specify the version for the dependency. See here, no version, no version, no version, and no version. Because once you specify the top version, the parent version with the Spring Boot start parent, it will automatically pick the right version for all the dependencies you put it here. So save you lots of time to fix properly the dependency conflict issues. Okay, that's it for this video. Before that, let me check if it's done. It's still loading. Okay, you take care, try by yourself. I don't want to continue waiting. That's it for the video, and hope after watching this video you gain a little bit of knowledge about Spring Boot. And for the remaining videos, I'm gonna using a time leaf, and I'm gonna continue using Spring Boot with time leaf. Okay, see you. Bye bye. Have a good evening.